morning, everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
And I'm the podfather of gaming, Stephen Bonacore.
And I'm Brett Anderson. What am I doing here?
I was wondering what order.
Brett.
Welcome to the show, Brett. Folks, Brett is one of our Kickstarter backers, and we had many of them join us this year, and we are going to see how well they do in our game shows. Last week we saw my game show. Today we have Z's game show. Brett, before we jump into all this stuff, though, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I'm a gamer.
You're on the right show then.
Good. Yeah, I work for a technology company as an accountant, so that's real exciting stuff. And I suppose I'm a strategy kind of gamer. I guess my favorite game is Twilight Imperium. I'm a Twilight Imperium man, and I just love it. It's my favorite mix of strategy and interaction with people, and it's one of the things I've definitely been missing is interaction with people. I'm looking forward to that as we get out of this thing.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. People who like the big giant games have probably suffered the most through the pandemic and being locked down, because those games just. Can you play Twilight Imperium like online? Is that possible?
No.
Yeah.
There's no. No, that's not happening. It's
We'll all set it up at our houses the same way. Oh my word, that'd be
make all the same moves. No, yeah, that's
insane.
That's 6 people in a room or nothing. So, yeah, you got to get your vaccinations.
Yeah, well, if you play with some people, they accuse you of bad strategy if you don't help them. So you got to be careful about who you pick to play these games against.
Well, I know you're not talking about me, so. Whew.
That's true. When we talk about Twilight Imperium, you're not in the conversation.
Not even
safe,
in the
baby.
conversation.
Safe from the flinging insults.
No, but as a Z game, I love Arkham Horror, the card game, is what I got into over the pandemic. That's been my consolation there.
Yeah, you can play that by yourself, so lots of richness there, and you can just throw that down. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, folks. We got some other things coming up later on today. We'll be talking about the top 10 beautiful on the inside games that are great games, but they don't look so great. Don't watch the list, Mr. Boniger. You'll be offended. Also, tomorrow we're doing a live play of Brew. So keep an eye out for that. That's tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow we'll be doing Shoots and Marbles, the greatest marble race on the Dice Tower channel. That's pretty much it for announcements. Let's get started here with a couple contributors, and then we'll be back for this game show.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Tim.
I'm Lizzie, and we are To Play or Not to Play. Today we are looking at a couple of our favourite quick games.
Yeah, quick. So my quick fix for a game is 8-Minute Empire. Takes about 8 minutes, just over. This is by Ryan Lawkett. If you don't know Ryan Lawkett, he's done things like Sleeping Gods, Near Far, Above and Below. But you may not know this one. This is literally a dudes on a map campaign, hand management, area majority game. Fab little game, tiny little board. You can kind of take this on holiday with you even. About an A4 size board, move your dudes around, claim the area majority, campaign, done. Game over.
Done. Mine is Ticket to Ride New York.
It's a classic.
We both love Ticket to Ride. I think I prefer this one, which is a more scaled down version. You're focusing on New York City rather than, say, Europe, etc.
Yeah.
I love the fact there's taxis rather than trains.
Taxi!
Great little theme. Great little set collection game by Days of Wonder.
Very nice. So, give these two a try if you're just looking for a quick fix for 15 minutes. Great. See you guys. Enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
Bye.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. Today I am talking about Tiny Epic Mechs. This is from Gamelin Games, another one in the Tiny Epic line of games. This is another game that uses those item meeples, those little guys that have basically essentially hands that can hold these different items. But this particular one, obviously mechs, these meeples can go inside of these mech suits and you roam around the board and just looking adorable and tough at the same time. There's all these different weapons, basic weapons, and there's upgraded weapons, advanced weapons that you can get as you go on. what kind of progresses the whole thing along is a programming track. So you actually have 8 cards. You can rotate around however you want. And you're going to do 4 of them per round. It's a programming game, which I really didn't expect when I first was reading this and learning about it. I love programming games, and this did it in a really it was pretty smooth. It was a really smooth way. There wasn't like it was clunky. Every once in a while, there'd become a situation where you were expecting a certain result based off of what you'd programmed at the beginning of the game or at the beginning of the round, but then your opponent would also have been shown up there, and then you have to have a fight, and then you get to use your weapons finally, and that is a blast. The mech suits themselves are a little wonky. You have to kind of open them up, take them apart, add weapons to them, take weapons off, switch out weapons. If you lose your mech suit by taking too much damage, well, then you got to open it back up, take your guy out, put the weapons back on your little guy, and it was a little bit fiddly in that way, but also at the same time, there's a high toy factor, so it kind of felt like you were building with Legos, essentially, and just kind of adding on and changing out weapons with those guys. This one was a lot of fun for us. There's also a really nice kind of balance between area control and in combat, arena combat, with also some resource management. There was resources as well. I thought those two were blended together really nicely in a package that made this one a whole lot of fun. All right, you guys, if you want to hear more from us, we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can find us on YouTube or Facebook. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Hello, everybody. Okay, go ahead, Tom. You know what?
I forgot it wasn't my game show. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, it's cool. Why don't you do your game show?
Very professional here. We're very professional.
Ridiculous. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right, everybody. Today we're going to be doing 10 for 10, the race to 15 points. And, of course, we have 3 competitors now, including Brett. I've got here on my iPad, I've got scoring for all 3 of you. You're all beginning at 0 points, Tom, so I was just kidding about you starting at -2. I'll be nice. You're starting at 0. So I'm going to be giving you the category for today is the top 10 ranked games on Board Game Geek that include the word game in their official title. So that's the category. I'm going to be randomly picking one out. 10 of them are in there. The other ones, because of course I have to populate the list with some that are not in the top 10. And then you are going to very simply hold up a card simultaneously that says, yes, I think it is in the top 10, or no, I do not think it is ranked in the top 10 games that say game. If you're right, you get a point. And then if it is one of the top 10s, we will assign it to someone, and we'll get to that once it happens. So I do want to make a disclaimer here. I did eject one entry, which would have been number 6 or something, I don't know, because it was Go. And apparently one of the official titles for Go is like the illustrious game of Go or something.
The game
like
of Go or something, yeah.
Yeah, so no, that one's out. It's not on the list, okay. Here we go. Let's randomly pick one. And it is Detective, a modern crime board game. Detective,
I really feel like I'm going to be playing randomly on this one because I don't know I don't know what the top 10 even would be.
Once a couple of them show up, then you have points of reference,
I am ready.
All right, are we ready? Let's see it, everybody. All right. So Stephen and Tom are saying yes. Brett is saying no. And we are off to a singular lead with Brett.
Oh.
It is not in the top 10, Brett. You get a point for that. But I will say, guys, it's number 11.
Oh.
So very, very close.
I was under the impression to be in the top 5, so I'm way off base here.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so nervous about this.
Brett doesn't care. He's still winning.
All right, you realize we just want to make sure you... Okay, got it.
I never said that. Here we go. Next up, we have Arkham Horror, the card game. Arkham Horror, the card game.
I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
I think I have my answer. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's see it.
Yes.
Hey, you are all saying yes. Tom is wrong. If he's wrong, you are wrong, Steven.
I know.
Okay, you are all correct. You're all going to get 1 point. Brett is at 2. Stephen and Tom are at 1 point. So that means now that this has to be assigned to someone. And whoever is trailing is the one who has control of the board, so to speak. They get to decide if they want to keep it, give it to one of the other 2 players. Tom and Stephen are tied at the bottom. We can either flip a coin, or whoever first gives the other one an insult takes control.
You're a jerk.
Boom! We have control.
No, I felt
board.
like going a high road on that one.
Bonus points would have gone to Stephen for mentioning that atrocious hat. But
why do you hate this hat so much?
That is a
I
pretty
love
bad
it.
hat. That's a
Now
really
Something
time
about
to
that hat that
seize
just
the day.
screams. All right, Stephen.
That was a great-
Arkham Horror, the card game. Would you like it? Would you like to give it to someone else?
It was a great hat, like in the 1800s, late 1800s. It was a great hat. back then.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
well, so is your hair.
I like the hat, Tom. good. No
Bonus
lights,
points
lights.
all around.
I will accept this. Thank you.
You're gonna take it.
I will take it.
Okay, I will remind you of the points breakdown. All right.
Yes.
The number 1 entry is 6 points. Then 5 for the second. 4, 3, 2. That's the top 5. 6 through 10 are just worth 1 point apiece. And again, you're trying to get to 15. Strangely enough, and this is completely random, this is the number 1 entry. This is the highest ranked game on Board Game Geek that says game in it. So, Steven, you have 6 points, brings you up to 7. You are at 7 points. Brett has 2. Tom has 1. When we have another decision like this that comes up, Tom will have control of the board unless something changes. Next up, we have Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures Game.
I'm good.
I'm ready.
Tom,
I'm ready.
let's see it. We are all
This is a tough
saying
one.
yes. All right. Well, we are all correct. We each get a point. Stephen with a commanding lead at 8 points. So, Tom, you have 2 points. You are at the bottom. Would you like to take it or give it to someone else? Ideally,
this
not
is-
Stephen.
This is a
Yes.
this is a different kind of game here because of the 3-player aspect. So I think
Well, I know. This is what I call the expansion.
the 3-player expansion sold separately or added as a stretch goal.
Yeah. If I get 100 likes on Facebook, this is included.
I will
Right.
I will take it. I think I don't see the negatives of taking it.
Social stretch goal.
All right,
Even
you
though
are
I think it's
taking
just
it,
the
Tom?
point. I think it's in the bottom of the top 10.
Well, that's correct. It is the number 5 entry. It's not technically in the bottom, right in the middle, still worth 2 points, Tom.
Oh, okay.
So-
I can live with that.
This is going to be Stevens here, and this is going to be you right here. So, Tom, you get 2 points for that, which means Brett now is trailing at 3 to your 4 to Stevens' 8 points. All right. Next up,
If second place shows up, this is a big deal. All right.
we have Battlestar Galactica, the board game. Are we ready?
I am ready.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We are all saying yes. Indeed, we are all correct. Brings
I'm trying
Stephen up to 9. Brett, you have 4. Tom, you have 5. Brett, it is your choice. You want to keep it or give it to someone else?
I'm keeping it.
Oh yeah. Gotta keep it, Brett.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
are
I-
keeping it.
It's number 2
Battlestar
or 3.
Galactica, the board game,
Yeah.
is
This is really high.
the
4.
4th entry,
Helps.
and this is worth 3 points. So that brings you up to 7. Brett, Tom now has command of the choices at 5 points. Next up.
Man, I'm so
Firefly, the game. Firefly, the game.
Ooh.
There you go. All right, are we ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Let's see it. We are all saying no. We are all well-informed dudes. That is correct. Everybody gets 1 point. Steven, you are now in double digits at 10. Brett has 8. Tom has 6. Next up. The Lord of the Rings, the card game. Think of that pressure, Steven. Come on. I know you love the Lord of the Rings.
I do. I'm ready.
All right, let's see it.
All right.
You're all saying yes. Again, you are all very well informed. That is correct. And Tom,
I'm
what would you
taking
like
it.
to do with this?
I'm taking it.
It is the 8th entry, Tom.
Oh.
So it's a single point, which means you are still at the bottom of the pack with 8 points to Brett's 9 to Steven's 11.
Ooh. So wait a minute. So if I'm losing at the end, and I think Mr. Bonacker is going to edge ahead, and I get one, I can throw it to Brett and be a kingmaker.
That's called king-making. And you know that's against the code, Tom.
Yes, but the
No.
code is superseded by the Italian jerk.
I'll tell you what, Tom.
It's clause.
Clearly, that's a flaw, and I'll fix it in the second.
Second edition will be out.
Yeah.
Second edition will go on Kickstarter as soon as first edition ships.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Ascension deck building game. Ascension deck building game.
That's gonna be close.
Yeah, these are tough.
This one is tough.
All right,
The other ones I was joking before. Oh, we're all
We're
saying
all
no
saying
again.
no. That is correct, guys. You are all right. Ascension would be the 34th entry.
Ooh, not
on
that close.
So, Steven, you have 12. Brett, double digits now with 10. Tom at 9 points.
Oh, it's getting
Next up.
dangerous.
It's getting very close. Tails and Games, the Hare and the Tortoise, which is the highest ranked of all of the Tails and Games series.
I like it. It's actually the only one of that series that's in the Dice Tower library.
It's a good game. It's a neat racing game.
Yeah, I like it.
That was a Spill the Jar winner, wasn't it? Early.
No. You're thinking of a different
No,
game.
you're thinking of just Hare and Tortoise. This is
okay.
the one from Yellow.
Okay.
Purple Brain, I believe, was the company that Yellow worked with. Remember they made all those games that looked like kids' books?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right, let's see it. Guesses. We are all saying no. That is correct. Steven, 13. Brett, 11. Tom, you're at 10 now.
Bring it.
Whoop! I'm in double digits, baby!
Next up, Exit the Game. The Abandoned Cabin, which is the highest ranked Exit the Game set. Deep size.
This is. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Fine.
Let's see.
All right, I'm ready. Oh, I'm the only
Very interesting, guys. We have Brett with a yes, Tom with a yes, Steven with a no, and for once that note applies. It is not in the top 10, which means Steven now has 14.
Game
This
point.
is-
But
this would be
Tom
the
gets to give
16th.
it to.
No, this is
Oh,
not
no.
in the top 10.
Oh,
so
it
there's no
doesn't
giving
count,
it.
right? Doesn't.
This is
right.
in the this is the 16th entry, and it is the highest exit the game, like I said. All right, next
Wow.
up, Steven, you are one guess away from winning the whole thing, which, I'll be fair, would sicken me, and I probably
Yes.
cancel the entire Kickstarter for balance issue.
It will ruin your day.
Bam.
FAQ.
That's right. All right, we have Marvel Champions, the card game. Marvel
At least
Champions, the
Oh.
card game.
this actually could be. Oh no. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, let's see it.
Oh, a no.
Right.
Really? No, this has got to be a yes.
Brett
Thank
says
you.
no. Tom and Steven are saying yes. Indeed, it is in the top 10. Steven, you're at 15. Tom, you are at 11. And
But-
Tom, you have the tiebreaker with Brett. You're both at 11 right now, but you have the lower card, okay? Your lowest card is the 8th entry, and Brett's lowest card was the 4th entry. So, Tom, it is your board to control. I'm assuming you are taking it.
Sure, I'll take it because I think it's 2 or 3 actually.
This could be for the win or you could tie with this, right?
So if this is the
win.
If this is the
it's the
second
2,
entry, it's 5 points, okay? Which means you go up to 16 and you just beat them.
Right.
Steven's at 15 right now. If it's a third, that's 4 points. You tie Steven at 15. If it's below that, you still don't win.
Got it.
It is the third entry. Marvel
Nice.
Champions, the card game. That
So does
means
this mean
4
Brett
points
wins?
to you, Tom.
This means Brett wins because I'm not allowed to win again.
Okay.
It's a special rule.
It's a special rule.
I'll take it.
If 2 players tie at the top, they eliminate each other out.
Right.
In physical combat, I might add.
Right.
I'm ready.
And the
I'm
next
just gonna
player
fall on
then
him.
wins the entire thing. Okay? So here we go. This is what I'm going to do to break the tiebreaker. And Brad, you're allowed to vote on this too, man. I'll give you like 80 points if you get this right. I'm going to give you the next 2.
Can't wait.
I'm going to give you the next 2. I'm just going to click this thing twice, read both of the ones that pop up, and you just vote on which one's higher. How about that? That's the tiebreaker.
Ooh, I like that.
And then I want you to guess if we need to. If you're both right, then you're going to guess how far apart they are as well.
Ooh, I like that even better.
Here we go. So the next 2 on my
which one is higher ranked? That's all we're doing, right? Okay.
Yes. So here we go. It is Dead of Winter, a Crossroads game. I want to just jot down Dead of Winter. And the game.
I was wondering if the game would be on your.
Of course.
That's pretty funny. The game is on there.
All right.
I'm ready. We're all voting, right?
You're all doing it, yeah. All right, let's see it, guys. So which of those 2 is higher, do you think?
I'm saying Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter is indeed higher, okay? Now, Dead of Winter's entry on this list is 7th. So it was in the top 10, okay? It was the 7th. Obviously, the game is under that. And again, I'm only counting the rank as per, like, games that say the word game in them.
Right.
So how far down do you have to go? What's the gap from 7 down to what for you to get to the game? I want you to guess a number. Whoever's closest then wins the whole thing.
Got it.
We want the differential between the 2, right?
That is correct. And I'm telling you what Dead of Winter is. It's 7th on the list.
I'm
ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
Go. This is anybody's game right now.
14
Saying
is
10.
You're saying the difference
I
is
said,
14.
6.
You're saying 6 down, and you're saying, Stephen, what did you say, 14?
14.
And
And I
Tom
said
said
10.
10. Well, you have to fall all the way down to the 65th entry to find the game. So the difference is quite a bit. So Stephen Bonagor, ladies and gentlemen, as sickeningly as it is to admit, is the winner.
Reign of
today's
Terror
game.
continues.
The reign of terror. Thank you, Brett, for recognizing my reign of terror.
Who will
on the
beat
show.
Andre the Giant? Come on.
There we go, everybody. That's the game. Congratulations to Brett for a very interesting possible tiebreaker scenario. That was something I haven't seen before. The Kickstarter is postponed indefinitely. So there you go.
That's you're retooling. It will come out.
I'm working on it.
All right, Brett, thanks so much for coming on and joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
Thanks,
you, man.
Brett.
Thank you.
Let's jump to some contributors.
Hello, and welcome back to Retro Board Game Corner. Here I have Masterpiece, the art auction game, published in 1970 by Parker Brothers. This is a 3 to 6 player game in which you're bidding and selling paintings. Let me set this up and show you how it works. To set up the game, everybody's going to go ahead and pick a color and just put it on any space on the board, disregarding what it says. you're going to get $1,500,000 to start out with. Every player is going to pick the top painting card with a value. Now you're going to keep the value hidden in front of you like this, so only you know how much that painting is worth. On every turn, you're going to roll the 2 6-sided dice and just move in a clockwise direction around the game board. And just do whatever it says that the space you landed on. If you land here on a bank auction, you're going to go ahead and just take this card, the top card on the art deck, and everybody's going to be able to bid on that card. The bidding starts at $100,000, and there is no turn order in bidding. Everybody's just bidding all at once. Once somebody has named the last bid, you're going to go ahead and draw whatever the value of that painting is, and again, keeping it hidden from all the players, and only you know what that value of that painting is. If you land here on private auction, you're going to go ahead and auction off one of your paintings to any of the other players. When you land here on buy a painting from the bank for an X amount of money, for example, this one says $350,000. If you want, you can pay the bank $350,000 and take the top card of the art deck, and again, taking a face down actual value and keeping it face down in front of you. When you land here, you may sell one of your paintings to the bank, back to the bank. Again, looking at what the actual value of that painting is. When you land here, this space says buy a painting from any player for X amount of money. This one says $400,000. So you're going to pick one of your opponent's paintings and pay them $400,000. They can do nothing about it. Again, keeping the value hidden. Either you made a good deal or a bad deal. When you land here on this space, this says inherit a painting from the bank. You'll just go ahead and draw the top card of the art deck. Again, drawing a value card, and all that is for free. And you just put that face down in front of you. The game will continue until there is no more art cards left. Then you're going to take the value of all the art that you own plus how much money you have. Highest amount is going to win the game. In the value deck, there is actually cards that say forgery on them. So some of your paintings can actually be worthless. Also included in the game, there is 6 different characters that have background on how they made their millions, and you can go ahead and maybe role play them if you want to. Well, that's all the time I have for now. If you have a comment below, or you can tweet them at me at RetroBoardGamer. And as always, may your rolls be high.
Hey folks, and welcome to FOMO, the segment where I take a look at a game, seeking crowdfunding, maybe I have fear of missing out on it, maybe you do too, and we take a look together. Now today I'm going to take a look at Mosaic, A Story of Civilization. Now I do not have time to do my normal overview on this. If you want to see that, there's some playthroughs out there. Mark Street's done a wonderful preview video here on the Dice Tower. Just don't have time. So I'm just going to talk about what I did and didn't like here. So on the plus side, this is a Civ game. I automatically had FOMO about this game because I love Civ games. And it didn't disappoint. At the end, this is a large, sprawling civilization game that really I felt a sense of, whoa, look at the world when it was done. On the tech side of things, I'm used to a tech tree, and I love tech trees. Now, this one decided to opt instead for more of a Splendor-esque sort of thing, where I'm taking symbols from the cards, and if I have them, I can buy cards. And that's satisfying in a Splendory way and makes the game more accessible. So while I definitely still longed a bit for a tech tree, I appreciated the accessibility here. Another nice thing is you're never stuck. I always felt like I could do something. Now, sometimes what I want to do might take me an extra turn or two, but I always felt like something was moving forward. I also appreciated that we remained engaged. This game goes on for a long time, but at the same time, I was constantly engaged. It was always my turn almost. Turns are so quick in this game that although I still say the game goes on a little bit past where I was having fun, that's something I'll address here in a second. The overall, this was excellent. I do want to point out there is a bit of a take that in this game, as most Civ games, so if that's not your thing, maybe this might be a little bit much for you. But despite the fact that I had issues with the player boards being too large and things like that, and the government tiles felt as an afterthought, they've addressed all of that, and I love what they're doing. So that way, this is still a FOMO for me. So I hope that this could be a FOMO for you potentially, and I look forward to seeing you folks next episode.
All right, folks, welcome to Dice Tower News. Let's take a look at what's going on in the worlds of board games this week. We'll start off with an expansion. Now, this is different than what I first thought of. This is from WizKids, Dungeons and Dragons: Ghost of Saltmarsh. Now, this system has been out. It originally started with Wizards of the Coast, and then WizKids picked it up a few years ago. The first game of this was, I believe, Ravenloft.
Castle Ravenloft was like the third one.
Yeah. This is the big box, right, with the miniatures in it, right? 4-player cooperative game.
Sure. Are you sure Castle Ravenloft was not the first one? It was Wrath of Shardalon.
The second one, Wrath of a Shardalon, I think is first.
First. Yeah.
Ravenloft, and then I lost track after that because it changed companies.
Sure. So there's about 5 of them. We actually have them all here in the Dice Tower library. And when I saw this, I thought, I can't keep putting these in the Dice Tower library. There's only so many. But this is actually an expansion of all of them, because everything these days needs to be a campaign. The fun thing about these games was you could just pick them up and play them, but now they're adding a campaign. So this is an expansion to all the old ones, and you can use your miniatures, and you go into a campaign, and things are going to – it looks like there's an adventure map there. So I'm somewhat interested in this, but I was actually kind of happy with the original one that you could just pick up and play any scenario.
Well, you still can. This just adds a campaign ability, I assume. It's the first time I've heard of it. This is very, I don't know, interesting that they were able to put an expansion for all of their games. Be interesting to see, because they're kind of different, those games, at least in settings.
Well,
so it's going to be interesting to
the
see how they
settings
do
are different, but the heroes have always been intermixable. So like if you want to use Drizzt, you can put him in this game. I've already been mixing those games together anyway, and the easiest thing to mix is the heroes. You just take a hero from one, put it in the other. It doesn't really matter. The monsters is a little more wonky, because a skeleton showing up in the middle of a marsh might be a weird thing. It sounds like you're just importing the heroes.
Oh, okay. I'm interested.
So you could do that already before, though, is what you're saying? And this gives you more of them?
Yeah, and they're doing the same thing that they've been doing now lately, where they have 2 versions, the standard version and the painted version, which incidentally, from what I understand, outsells the non-painted version, even though it's quite a bit more money.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I was trying to look up the order here of these games. Unfortunately, because I'm not sure 100% on my estimation. So of which one came out first, which one came out second. So let me see. There is a series. Yeah. There's a series page. So let me see here.
The chat is saying Ravenloft, Wrath, Drizzt, and Mad Mage. Cool.
Okay. Okay. So it is Castle Tom was right. Castle Ravenloft.
Tom was right.
Wrath of a Shardalon. Then Legend of Drizzt. And then after that, it was when they switched to WizKids, and that was Temple of Elemental Evil.
And then there was another one after that, too.
And Tomb of Annihilation after that.
Right. Okay. All right, well, if you like those games, you probably also will like Defeating the Monsters of Bikini Bottom with Munchkin, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes, this is my kind of game.
I was at a hotel with my family, and my kids watched a lot of SpongeBob. And I have to say, as I watched out of the corner of my eye, I was doing work and stuff, I don't hate SpongeBob. I think it's actually a pretty clever cartoon.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that's that news. All right. Another expansion for Ascension, which is the same as saying the sun rose again today. But it's Ascension of the Curse of the Golden Isles. So this looks like it's following up on their last piratey type game. They did Skulls and Sails, where there was like a third currency at it, which let you move around a ship on the board. And so this looks very similar to that. I'd like that newer version I thought it was a nice tiny variant on Ascension. I also like the pirate theme a lot.
Sure.
So this looks like it's just more of that.
Yeah, this looks like a nice jumping on. Well, the pirate one right before this, that's Skulls and Sails, with then this added on to that, or maybe even just this by itself, seems like a nice jumping on point to Ascension. Or maybe even you got out of it and you want to kind of jump back in. This seems like a good point to do that, and I agree. I think the piratey thing is very cool. That's a fantastic cover. It really looks good.
Nice cover.
Which is funny
looking
because when we
overall.
saw that original Ascension, we complained about the art, and now we're lauding it.
Yeah.
All right, Blue Orange has 3 new games coming out. The first one is King Domino Origins. This is King Domino in the Stone Age, although it looks more complex than King Domino. Not much more, but it looks like a slight step up, almost like Queen Domino. Doesn't it, from the picture?
It does. Yeah, because I'm seeing resources there. There's wooden resources, what I assume are wooden resources there. And just more tokens, more going on. The original game literally had those tiles, the domino style tiles. So this looks neat. And I actually really like this theme. The origin, the cavemen kind of themes, prehistory. So this is the first time looking at this news story right now that I've heard of this, and I'm very excited about it. I really am looking forward to this one.
And then in a theme that will appeal to Mr. Bonacor, in Bellum Magica, you are trying to become the richest evil lord by gathering treasure chests, recruiting goblins and dragons. There's 101 cards in this game, 156 tokens. Not seeing a lot of pictures, but this is a bigger game than Blue Orange normally does, which always interests me because their bigger games are really, they fit into that medium complexity. I really like the weight of their games that are this size.
Who doesn't want to become the richest evil overlord? You're right. This is definitely appeals to my sensibilities.
I agree. Everyone wants that except for folks with a sense of morality and good taste.
It looks kind of cool.
In a game that looks decidedly not blue-orangish, I think, is Neoville. This one is a smaller game, even though the box looks bigger, because it's only $30. But you're building tiles and skyscrapers in a 4x4 grid, trying to make harmony between, nature and building. They just did do a building game. Oh, what was that called? We played it here live. I forget the name of it now, but where you were building little buildings and walkways from one building to the other. This has like that same kind of theme almost. I love the art of this cover, by the way.
I wanted to comment on that. I love the way different artists do their different view of a futuristic city, right? Obviously, this is a futuristic city. The tree on top. I really love the art. And yeah, this one also appeals to me. I think this could be interesting.
Yeah, it's a Phil Walker Harding game, so that's always, at the very least, going to make me perk up my ears and look further, look into it. I will say, Tom, you mentioned this might be a smaller
Cloud
game.
City.
Cloud City is the other one.
Right.
You mentioned this might be a smaller one because the MSRP is only $29.99. I do want to mention that Bellum Magica's MSRP is also that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
I mean, they might be medium games, perhaps smaller than some of their larger boxes, but they should be the same.
Well, as Mike and Chris pointed out in chat here, I was mentioning the other game, Cloud City. That was also Phil Walker Harding. So maybe this is a series he's doing, or maybe it was part of the same game and he split it in two, because his games are always really clean, simple designs.
Right.
All right, jumping over to collectible card games, Wizards of the Coast has released a Magic the Gathering booster selling guide. This outlines which of their booster products are fit for certain player types. So for retailers, are you an engaged player, an enfranchised player, a new player, or an interested player? So,
I don't even know what any of that means.
They have to define every one of those things because they can mean anything.
They also, It said in the copy I have here, this avoids mentioning another type of player known as the investor player, the people who just buy stuff and stick it in a box to sell it later. But yeah, so what is this? Engaged players are people who like to build stuff for events, and franchised, they like the fancy stuff, foils and unique cards. New players are new, and interested players are, I guess, suckers, like they're trying to fish for these people. Then they're saying you should get them theme boosters, which I agree. If someone is new to Magic the Gathering, theme decks help a lot.
Sure, but that's a new player. What's new and interested, or I don't know. This is a very odd grouping, but I guess this is just for retailers to help them sell the product, and that always is good. So the retailer can really embrace this, really understand it, and then focus people in the right direction. So
right.
Wizards of the Coast is they're constantly, the huge company, constantly thinking of new ways to work with retailers, which is a good thing to do.
Yeah, if I had a retail store, I think I would want to be, and I would want all my employees to know when someone walks through the door, what kind of product are you trying to sell that person? Not something you want to sell them, but what are they looking for and what will they buy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
More Marvel Champions stuff is coming. This is the Mad Titan Shadow. This is the, I think, third big box. Yeah, that's what it says there. The third big box expansion for this. And, of course, Thanos is showing up now. Infinity Stones, new campaigns, 2 new heroes, Adam Warlock and Spectrum.
This is Marvel Champions, the card game, which I believe showed up a little while ago.
Oh, yeah. See, I never did ask you, what was number 2 in that game?
What are you talking about? Of the game I did earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'll look it up while we talk about this. So Spectrum is that character's name? I thought it was Photon, but I guess they go by different names. It's the character from WandaVision.
Yeah, you're right. I read a lot of the comics. She hasn't shown up a lot, but I've read, I haven't read a lot of the new stuff. But yeah, with them making her, I know that she's going to show up. There was even talk of her getting her own movie at some point.
Spectrum was the, I don't know, spoilers.
Well, spoilers. I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, number 2, guys, was Mage Knight, the board game.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
The official name is Mage Knight, the board game. So.
Okay. So anyhow, so jumping from that to covers that were made in the 90s, Ultra Pro, The Battle for Middle-earth. Now, come on. Look, I like this. This might be a good game, but that cover, maybe just this picture is faded.
Well, yeah, I have a feeling it's a little bit of
that. It
does
look like it's been a little too sun-kissed, doesn't it? It looks like the kind of picture I might see on an eBay listing, and I would think to myself, "Oh man, they left it somewhere sunny," and like the sun sort of faded it a little bit.
Assuming it's not quite as muted, I don't know that I dislike this. It's dark. It's a dark aesthetic.
Yeah. I don't dislike it.
Yeah, and it's kind of showing, at least where would this be showing? What part of Middle Earth and Gandalf shooting at? I don't know what it was.
That in the background over there is Hogwarts.
Yeah, that's why I was looking up. It's not
I think this is. It says you're creating. I think that's in the Battle for Minas Tirith.
Doesn't look Minas Tirith-y.
But no, maybe it's the city that the people were running from. Remember?
That's Asgiliarth, and the.
Hang on. Tell me more, master. All right, no, but this sounds. I'm hesitant with this one because it's a 30-minute, 68-card game, a small box Lord of the Rings card game. There have been some good ones. Lord of the Rings Confrontation. There have been decent ones. The Bridge, and there's been some bad ones. So I hope this is good. I don't know this designer. They say Andrea Zimmerman, who did Tintenblut and Lily the Witch, and that doesn't help me at all. So maybe it's good. We'll have to wait and see.
What's scaring me about this? I'm sorry, What's scaring me about this is that it's ages 8 and up. Okay, so it's gonna be a light game, but it's also $15 game. So what could possibly be in here to be, to make it into something
just a
bigger?
Deck of cards. Yeah, it's just a deck of cards.
That doesn't mean it's bad. A small deck
Sure.
cards be a fantastic game, but
Good.
we'll see.
No, I disagree. Every card game is bad.
But
Every
there's
card.
even cheaper game here.
Yes.
$12 for this Lord of the Rings Journey to Mordor, which is a dice game. Now, this one is created by Michael Reineck, who has done some pretty big games, Pillars of the Earth, Cuba.
This was originally released by Fantasy Flight in 2016.
Yeah, so this is a reworking, Tom, of the one you just saw recently, actually, the Lord of the Rings Journey to Mordor.
Oh, we just opened that up in that thing. You're right.
Yeah.
And I said I had never heard of it when I saw it there, too. It's like a roll and write game.
It's a roll and write?
Yeah. Yeah,
Gotta
kind
have
of.
it.
Yeah.
I gotta have it.
You know what I did not realize, Tom, when we looked at that game? This was in the Fantasy Flight line where they put some games in those little squares. You know, they were like little square boxes. It sort of looks like somebody took Ticket to Ride and shrunk it.
Right.
Silverline, right? Those?
No.
The Silver Line was usually like, the final printing of the Silver Line was sort of long, elongated rectangles. What I did not realize is this was Michael Reineck. I tend to like his stuff. So
I don't disagree with you on that. So I have hopes for it. I mean, we can play it because we have the game now somewhere.
We will play.
As long as it's not a card game.
All right. Capstone Games has announced they're releasing Rift Force. So this originally came from an Australian publisher, One More Time Games, and it landed on the 2021 Kennerspiel recommended list, which I've heard of this game, and it looks interesting. It's not coming out till October. It's a two-player dueling Magic game, which I believe that particular theme may have been done to death, but that is a cool-looking cover.
Do you like that cover? I actually dislike that cover quite a bit.
Ice versus fire. I do
It's
not
like
dislike it. Neither do I like it. It's in between.
I'm not loving that cover. I just don't think it's very dynamic. It seems very like if you think of, okay, I want you to illustrate for me two dueling wizards, one is fire, one is ice. This cover is the first idea like 80% of people have. That's why I think I don't like it. Two people facing off. So I would have liked something more dynamic. And it doesn't help the fact that theme is so overdone. Two dueling wizards with distinct arcane powers. I hope
agree,
it's good. And I love that font and what's going on up there. The top half of the box is great.
The ratings are very high, and it's the on Board Game Geek, and the we're losing power here like Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
You
All right,
losing
we'll
power?
get to the news quick, fool.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. Next is Monopoly loses the trademark battle to use Monopoly, and this, as far as I can tell, is only in the EU. All right.
Okay.
So, but there was a court battle, and they said Hasbro acted in bad faith. And I read through the decision, and whenever I read through one of these court decisions, halfway through, I start.
Your eyes glaze over, right?
I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah. Yeah, I have not heard about this, so I can't even look at it to make a judgment. It's interesting, of course, but does that mean that other people are going to make games called Monopoly, or are they just going to make products called Monopoly? It's other things.
I think that they were going after anyone who used the word Monopoly at all in a title of a game.
In a game, okay, like if I made something called, Action Park Monopoly or something like that. Okay. Okay.
That's what I can.
Games.
That's what I can find here. But I think it might even be beyond games. So I don't know. They appealed it and they got shot down. Either way, it's interesting. You can go look it up and read the article yourself. I thought it was something to talk about.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
All right. In the unexpected news department, there's a new Ticket to Ride game, but the unexpected part is it's a brain teaser puzzle. This is not a game, actually. It's called Ticket to Ride Track Switcher. It looks very similar to Rush Hour, that kind of game, where you're just sliding trains around trying to get the trains out based on a puzzle.
Yep.
I tend to like these kind of puzzles. This one looks like it's really good quality. Ticket to Ride is just kind of slapping a logo on it. I mean, it could have been called Train Station or, whatever.
Right.
But I'm cool with this.
It looks cute. It definitely would have been called something like Train Jam if it was not the same company as has the rights to Ticket to Ride. You know what I mean?
Right. So you have to
I'm
get.
trying to figure out. I cannot tell from the press release or anything. Like, did Alan Moon design this, or are they just using the Ticket to Ride name? Like, did he do the puzzles? Because Alan Moon doesn't seem like the person. Like, his designs in the past haven't been puzzly in nature. They're more. I don't know. Maybe.
You want me to call him?
We could ask him, of course.
I'll call him right now.
All righty. Then, in not fake news, this is actual real news from Aconite Books, in collaboration with Z-Man Games, they're coming out with a fiction series based on Pandemic. So the first one is called Pandemic Patient Zero, using a used picture that they found on a C movie that went direct to video. That's what this looks like. It is a terrible cover. I hate this cover.
It is unbelievably. I mean, this. If somebody made a joke post somewhere on Board Game Geek, it's like, "Hey, I created a fake cover for a supposed pandemic novel," I believe that would be better than this. They don't have to try very hard.
Now, I will say this. The author is Amanda Bridgman, and she made some novels, The Subjugate and The Sensation, and those turned into True Robot and True Detective and Mr. Robot, a very popular series. So it might be a good written series. I'm sure she's an amazing author, but they said this was originally planned to come out spring 2020, and obviously the pandemic happened. For me, though, while I'm okay playing a game about pandemic now because it's a game and it's kind of like takes a backward view of it, I love to read, and I have no interest in this because I think I would just have a hard time with it. It's like too close to home, even now. Like this isn't the kind of theme I would be interested in reading about.
It just seems like we have lived this for the last year and a half. That not something I want to read about. But hey, there's a lot of fans.
I don't know. I feel bad. I wonder, should they shelve this thing, till they have the money to pay for a cover, or?
I think they can pay for the cover.
I don't think so. I mean, I would assume they cannot. Have you seen the cover? Anyway. I would shelve it just because it's. I would shelve it because they don't want. I don't think I would want to release this right now. It seems like a bad move. It seems like you made this thing and now you're gonna put it out in public, but then shoot it in the foot before you send it out walking. This is not gonna sell that well right now.
Well, you don't know though. Pandemic and other games and the movies like Outbreak did really well in its viewing numbers last year. There's a thing about this. People like it. I'm just saying for me personally, I'm not interested.
What was the last Asmodee game that you guys got, to review and stuff like that? That's the last one you're ever going to get after those comments. But, hey.
What? We can't say a book cover looks bad? Are you, so you're saying Asmodee is a vindictive, vicious company?
No, they're a wonderful
Stronghold.
Company.
They are Asmodee.
They are a wonderful company,
class.
just like Stronghold was. Very classy company.
Just like Stronghold was.
Is. No. When I was there, and it continues to be. Oh, my God.
All right.
Moving on.
Stop digging.
All right. And that, folks, is what's in the news.
Hey everybody, Ron here, back with another affordable board game. Today I'm going to cover Marvel United. Marvel United is a game designed by Andrea Chiavecio and Eric Lang, published by CMON and Spin Master Games. It plays 1 to 4 players ages 8 and up with a 30-minute playtime, and it has a $30 MSRP if you buy it in a big box store like Walmart. Play as your favorite Marvel heroes as you team up to defeat the supervillain before they perform their evil scheme. To set up, you choose a villain, put him in the center of the table, put his villain dashboard in the mission dashboard and the missions. Then you pick 6 random locations locations, place them clockwise around the villain dashboard, and you choose a random location where the villain will start. Then on the opposite side, each hero will place their miniature. They'll draw up 3 cards, and you're ready. On a typical turn, the villain will play his card and perform actions in order from top to bottom. First, he will move clockwise a number of locations based on the card, then trigger any arrival effects on the final location. Then it will resolve BAM effects on the villain dashboard and all threat cards. Then add the indicated civilians and thugs on locations around the villain, and then resolve any special effects on the card. Then the heroes will go. First, you'll draw a card, then they will play a card and add it to the storyline. Then they will resolve actions in any order. A green symbol moves to an adjacent location. A red fifth symbol deals 1 damage to an enemy at your location, either a thug, removing 1 health from a henchman, or removing 1 health from the villain if you completed at least 2 missions. A heroic icon is a star. You can either rescue 1 civilian or place 1 heroic action token on the threat. Then you have the wild, which you can resolve any action. Resolve any special effects on your card, and you can spend any action tokens to resolve those actions. Mind you, you could do all of this in any order. Finally, if you resolved a threat at a location, there will be a end of turn effect on your location. Heroes take damage by discarding 1 card from the hand and putting it to the bottom of the deck per damage suffered. A hero is KO'd if they discard the last card in their hand. You lay the hero down and activate the villain BAM effect. The next turn, stand back up and draw 4 cards. The heroes win if they remove all health tokens from the villain. I absolutely love this game. Simple, it's light, doesn't apologize for it, but it really requires you to work together as a team. And that was Marvel United. I hope you folks enjoy, and until next time, see you later.
Hello, my name's Dan, this is Cora, and we're here today to talk to you about all the different board games we've been playing recently. Although they're not the usual board games we've been playing, are they? Because they're these things. These little...
They're paper bags.
Paper bags, that's it, paper bags.
They're not boards at all.
Not boards at all. And in these paper bags, each of these is a pad.
Yeah.
And a pencil. And a dice.
Don't.
And some rules.
Nobody needs rules.
No one needs rules. There we go. So, and these are all published by the company NSV. And so what kind of games are they?
Well, they're roll and write games where you roll a dice, then you write something on a sheet.
Yep.
All right.
and there's a Fancy Sheep here, and there's Hungry Hamsters, Thread Count, and the one that's on the floor over there is Honeymoon.
Yeah.
And they're all by the same designer. They're Moritz.
The one that you threw away.
The one I threw away. Moritz Dressler. So what do you think to them?
I think they're quite good because they're simple and easy to learn. And also, I think they'd be very good to take with you on holiday because you could they're very small and easy to pack.
Yeah, I don't know where the plan is to sell these, but for my mind, they'd be really good in a gift shop in a zoo or a motorway service station.
Especially this one for a zoo about sheep.
Well, that one for a zoo about sheep, yeah. And hamsters. You might get hamsters in zoos.
And moons made of honey.
Oh, moons made of honey. We don't, yeah. And cats. Whoop, there goes the dice. So yeah, they're really kind of little, very small games. Now they're pretty simple, aren't they?
Yeah. And they're very easy to learn as well. There's not many rules to them.
And almost kind of disposable games, but I think that's all right in this case. And I think out of all of them, we like this one the best, don't we?
Fancy Sheep.
Fancy Sheep, and this is where you're drawing lines to
boxing sheep with fences.
Yeah.
The different numbers you roll, the different sort of fences you're allowed to use.
Yeah. So that's your favourite one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the rest of them are good.
Yeah. Good. I like them all.
Yeah, to pass a bit of time. So we've enjoyed playing these, and so we give them 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
All right, folks. Well, thanks so much for joining us once again. Thank you, Mr. Bonacore, for coming along for the ride. We'll see you all again at 2 o'clock for a top 10 list. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Stephen Bonacore.
Have fun reading books
about pandemics.